Is the United States moving towards war, and war specifically with Russia? Well, it looks like things are heating up. Look at this. President Trump wants a deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine by August 8th. That's in 1 week. However, Russia responded, and with their response, President Trump now says he moved 2 nuclear submarines after Russia's Medvedev warns the United States. I want to break down what is happening right now, but also read to you what President Trump just wrote on Truth Social. Look at this. It says, based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's what he wrote. Well, what is going on? Well, let's read it. It says, Medvedev on Monday in a social media post wrote that each new ultimatum that Trump makes about Russia to force an end to its war on Ukraine, quote, is a threat and a step towards war, not between Russia and Ukraine, but with his own country. So Russia's former president is now calling out President Trump, saying that what he is asking of Russia to do is a threat and a step towards war. Okay. The United States has a lot of stuff going on right now. A war between the U.S. and Russia is not something that we even want to consider. It says, and again, I'll read this to you one more time. Trump on Friday wrote in a Truth Social post, based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, he's ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions. This is not something that we need to take lightly. Okay? Russia has been pretty much has their back to the wall for quite some time. According to reports, Russia has lost, thousands of people. Thousands and thousands of people. According to a recent report, I think it was like 200,000 in the past month or something like that. It's a staggering number. So Russia does not have the capacity to continue to withstand a war with Ukraine if the United States continues to send support to Ukraine. But President Trump doesn't want to do that. President Trump does not want to continue to support Ukraine in this fight against Russia. He just wants to talk to Russia, say, hey, get out of this, save yourself. Let's just end it where it is, and we will go back to normal. Who knows if that actually happens, but that's what's currently being discussed. Now, I want to read this to you. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump has made clear that he wants a deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine by August 8th. Says both Russia and Ukraine must negotiate a ceasefire and durable peace. It is time to make a deal. President Trump has made clear this must be done by August 8th. The United States is prepared to implement additional measures to secure peace. Okay, well, that's great, but does it actually happen? Well, we'll see. Since Trump said on Tuesday that the United States would start imposing tariffs and other measures on Russia 10 days from today if Moscow showed no progress towards ending its war in Ukraine. Not only is the United States going to impose tariffs on Russia, and keep this in mind, we're not buying stuff from Russia, okay? So how is the United States going to impose tariffs on Russia? Well, essentially what the United States is going to do is if a country is buying products from Russia, no matter what it is, then that country will see a higher tariff. For instance, let's say China, let's say Mexico, okay? Just to give you an idea here. Let's say Mexico or Canada. They decide they're going to buy oil and other things from Russia. Well, what the United States is going to do, according to reports, is we are just going to tack on a tariff onto those countries because of their willingness to trade with Russia. That's all we're going to do. Goes on to say, we intend to continue the negotiations in Istanbul. This is from the Russian Deputy UN Ambassador. Says, despite the meetings in Istanbul, in the West, the war party did not go away. We continue hearing voices of those who think that diplomacy is just a way of criticizing Russia and exerting pressure on it. Okay. So, all I can tell you right now is the United States is putting more and more pressure on Russia to get a deal done. And they want this deal to happen immediately, within 1 week. Okay? Look at this. It says right here, we seek a compromise, just and lasting peace grounded in the principles of the UN Charter and nothing less. We repeat, a full, immediate, and unconditional ceasefire is essential. It is the first step to halting Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. Okay. Now, and that's from Ukraine's Deputy UN Ambassador as well. So, all we know right now is that President Trump is, he sees the warnings, he sees the threats made by Russia, and he does not want this to continue. He does not want Russia to do anything stupid and attack the United States. I don't think that happens, but at the same time, for President Trump to issue this and say that he is sending 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that, that right there should be a telltale sign that yes, he sees things as escalating, not getting better. So, we'll see what happens in the very near future. My guess is we're going to have answers on this very quickly. It's not going to be something that drags on for weeks, especially when President Trump made it very clear he wants this deal with Russia and Ukraine to be pretty much finalized and going forward with this peace deal in 1 week. So, as we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. As of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.